Besties, I applied to medical school today. It is now 11:30 p.m. I just finished putting like the last minute touches on my application, and I'm getting ready to go to bed. And tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to submit my application for medical school. And honestly, this whole thing feels so surreal because I just can't believe I'm applying to medical school. And I know for a lot of people, like, it's not a big deal. I feel like a lot of people like to celebrate once they get the acceptance, but I've been learning how to just celebrate throughout my whole progress, because honestly it has literally been a journey just trying to get to this point. And I'm just so proud of myself. Like, I was going through my old phone right before, like, I was like, oh, let me go to the bathroom. Before talking to you guys, I was going through my old phone, and I saw a quote that I saved September 19th, 2016, 7 years ago. And it basically said, keep going. There's a future version of you that is proud enough that you continued on. And then there's another quote that says, keep going. Your life can be so different 5 years later if you just keep going. And I think it's so crazy because it's literally 7 years later, and like, I kept going. And I remember saving those quotes from Pinterest. It was after I did really bad on my first chemistry exam. It was the first week of school. We had a diagnostic chemistry exam, and I didn't know how to study. Like, I literally, fresh out of high school, starting college, I didn't know how to study. So I took the exam. I was like, oh, I'll just study how like I always studied in high school. And I bombed it. I think I got like a 53%. I did end up with A in the class. So that was a good comeback. And I remember getting like an email saying like, hey, like, you didn't really perform on this in class. Maybe you should switch out and go to like the kind of the remedial chemistry class. And I was freaking out. I was like, what am I gonna do? Oh my God, I've never failed an exam in my life. Am I cut out to be a doctor? College is a different ballgame. Should I switch my major? What should I do? And I remember crying in my dorm. And then I went to my, we had like honor, I was in the honors program, so we had advisor, and I went to them and I was crying to them, and they're like, what went wrong? I'm like, I don't know. I'm an honors student, I'm failing class, like, I failed my first exam, I'm stressed out, I don't know what to do. I just kept going, and here I am about to apply medical school. So I'm just so proud of myself. And I know you guys been there throughout my whole journey. Like, if you saw me first on TikTok, you were there when I was studying for my MCAT. If you knew me in college, you guys saw me studying like in college. If you knew me in high school, you knew this has been my dream forever. And tomorrow I get to finally submit, and who knows, like, we're gonna find out where I am 1 year later. Honestly, I went through so many challenges, and I really want you guys, like, if you're going through something right now, whether it's like you're struggling with studying for an exam, if you're debating on whether you should continue on a path, I just want you to know that, like, there's a reason why you received the vision that you received. There's a reason why you received that dream, that goal, whether it's like you want to pursue medicine, whether it's you want to be like an actress, whether it's you want to be an engineer, whatever it is, there was a reason why you received this vision, and you are capable of doing anything you put your mind to. And don't let these little setbacks throw you off the path that you're destined to be on. And I just want you to know that keep going, because trust me, it's gonna be worth it in the end. And there's gonna be a future version of you that, you know, it's gonna be thankful you continued on. We're applying medical school today. I cannot believe the day has come. Okay, what's my password? I could not sleep at all last night. I was like freaking out. Like, I was having dreams that I like applied and my application was incomplete. And I was having anxiety. I was like, Aaliyah, like, calm down. This isn't real. Like, we're just submitting. But honestly, it's probably not as dramatic as I'm making it seem. But this is a big deal. And because you guys already know all that I went through just to get here. So it's a big deal. Why is applying to medical school so expensive? I'm like, $1,032. Besties, we are submitting. I just applied to medical school. Oh my God. I can't believe I applied to medical school. Honestly, the whole process was honestly anticlimactic, but you guys know I like to dramatize some things, so I made it dramatic. But yeah, I can't believe. So I'm officially not a pre-med anymore, but a medical school applicant. Even though that's the same thing, like pre-meds, medical school applicants, they're the same things. But I feel like calling myself medical school applicant sounds a little bit more better than calling myself a pre-med. I don't know. I can't believe it's happening. The next couple of months is gonna be, not the next couple of months, this whole year is probably gonna be a roller coaster of emotions. Like, a lot of the whole process of medical school is like a waiting game. That's what a lot of people say. It's just a lot of you waiting. But I'm just so proud of myself for getting to this point, because I went through so many challenges and so many setbacks. And honestly, like, let me just tell you, like, whatever you're trying to accomplish, I just want you to know that it's okay if your journey isn't linear. 95% of the time, your journey will not be linear. I remember I had my whole like plan that I planned out in high school. I was like, I'm going to graduate college in 4 years, and then right after college, I'm going to medical school. And then at the time, I was supposed to like I would graduate college at 21, and then enter medical school at 21, and then finish my medical degree by 25. I am 23, and I just submitted my application. Like, I just submitted it. Like, clearly, like, I wasn't, the thing that I planned for myself in high school clearly was not the path I wanted to go on. I had a lot of challenges. I had to, like, detour. I mean, last year I was supposed to apply, and I ended up having to push it back, which I'm so thankful and so grateful that I did that. And I also want you to know that it's okay to push things back. It's okay to go really slow with your process, because I felt like last year I was trying to rush everything. I was like, I have to apply. But personally, like, I wasn't ready. And when I sat back and I journaled, I really reflected. Guys, if you can journal for 5 minutes, please do it. Journaling is so helpful. I sat back for 5 minutes and I was journaling, and I was like, why do I feel this pressure to go? And all my reasons were like, oh, because of this person. Oh, this person. These people think. But what about this? What if they think this? And it was all about other people, but not about like what I wanted. And I had to sit back and be like, but what about me? I can never live my life pleasing other people. Like, honestly, realistically, like, you can't please everyone, and if you try, you are literally going to make your life miserable trying to please everybody. And I'm so happy I did it, because it has helped me tremendously. Like, I'm a whole different person than I was last summer. I felt like last summer, if I was submitting, I was probably really like anxious and scared, like, oh my god, I'm submitting, like, worried. But now when I submit today, I felt at peace and excited for the future. Yes, I'm really nervous, but I felt like this calmness over me, and that's how I kind of felt. I was like, okay, I'm ready, like, my time is coming. So I just got off work, and sir, what are you doing? So I just finished the work for my job. Honestly, time has been going by so fast. Like, it's already 5 o'clock, which is so crazy, because I'm like, I could have sworn it was 9 a.m. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and hang out with my best friend Casper. We are going to get coffee, and we're going to the bookstore. I don't drink coffee, so I probably would just get tea. But I'm really happy that now that I have free time, I'm able to hang out with my best friends, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, when I'm in college and when I was studying, I just never had time to hang out with my friends. I know there are people who know how to balance it, but I couldn't balance it. Like, I prioritized my education over hanging out with my friends, and honestly, it did take a little bit of toll on me, because I felt like I was missing out on a lot of, like, key moments in their lives. Like, I'll come home and I haven't seen them in like 6 months. They're like, hey, this is what happened to me. I'm like, oh my god, like, why didn't you ever tell me? And it's like, oh, because you didn't text us back, or you're always so busy. So it kind of made me sad. And also, I really feel like having relationships are really important, because like life, it gets lonely, so it's really important to have some type of support system and reach out to them instead of trying to conquer things alone, because I tend to conquer a lot of things alone and not really want to like hang out with people when I'm like going through stuff. And when I'm going through school, I'm like, oh, like no. But I really feel like it's really important to have those friends where like you could de-stress from school and like spend time with them, and they make you like the happiest. So I'm gonna go ahead and hang out with my friend Casper. I'm really excited to see her. You guys get to meet her. She's literally my best friend. I love her so much. I'm at her house right now, and that's her.
I bring the bottle tonight, red wine to rewind all our memories, right? It's just a matter.
So right now I'm going to upload my letters of rec. And what's really cool about AMCAS is that they allow you to submit your application before all your letters of recs are in. So my last professor turned in my letter of rec last night. So tonight I'm gonna go ahead and upload it. And what I do is I use this like website called Intrafolio. You should definitely look into it. And what's nice about it is that you can basically gather letters of recommendations from your professors and have them all like one like little area. So let's say like you took a class or you graduated like this year and you're not planning on applying to medical school, like you're planning on applying in 4 years. What's cool about it is that you can go ahead and ask your professors for a letter rec now, just in case like in those 4 years you guys lose touch, and you can go ahead and keep those letters of recs there. I would only say the only problem is you do kind of want a letter of rec that's kind of close to the date that you're applying. So kind of like if I'm planning on applying this cycle, which is like we're in 2022, I wouldn't want like my letter rec like date to say like 2019. You know, I want them to say 2022, especially because I want them to be able to talk about the type of person that I am now. So definitely try to keep in contact with your professor. I already kind of have like a video on my page on how you can ask for a letter of rec, so you should go ahead and watch that. But basically with me, like how I was able to like gain connections with my professor was that I always went to office hours. And honestly, because I always needed help in my classes, I was always in office hours. So just by going to office hours, I was able to build that connection with my professor. At my school, not a lot of people, like I went to a big institution, but not a lot of people were at office hours. Like I'd always go to office hours and it would just be me. And I'm like, okay, which was amazing because I was able to like, you know, make that connection with my professor. Like my lecture halls will be so big, but every time I go to office hours, my professor knew me because I was always like the only person that was in office hours. Plus I kind of built this routine, like every Thursdays I was at office hours, so they knew like, hey Leah, like you're here. Or if I wasn't there, like, oh, you're missing in office hours, I didn't see you. So it kind of built that like connection. Also, like when they're looking over my paper, they're constantly seeing my name. And from there, I would start like after going to office hours and asking for help on my homework, I'll start kind of making connections with them or talking to them about their personal life. Like, oh, what are your plans this weekend? What are you doing? Or like, are you going to watch the Lakers game that's happening this weekend? Are you a Laker fan? Like anything to make a conversation. Or I would try to find some type of similarity so that I can start talking to them more outside of schoolwork. And I had school before like classes were online. Like my last semester, classes were online, and that was kind of like the first half. So like 3 months in, I was already kind of like close to the professors already, and then it was March, and then I had to go online. But I already kind of built that connection with my professors, so going online wasn't so bad. Plus I was always still going to Zoom office hours, so I kept seeing them. But what I did was that when I'd be walking on campus in like the hallways and I'd see my professor, I'd be like, oh, hi, Dr. So-and-so, how are you? Like, how's your day? And try and make some conversation. And yes, I know it's so nerve-wracking if you're shy, like, how are you supposed to talk to them? Like, what if you're a shy type of person? What if you're not going? And let me tell you, I used to be so intimidated by my professors. I didn't want to come off as I was kissing up to them and stuff. But honestly, for your future, you just need to bite the bullet and just do it and put yourself out there, because closed mouth don't get fed. When you're quiet, you don't get fed. So definitely you need to like put yourself out there and just, you know, make those connections. Even if it feels awkward, you'll really thank yourself later. So that's basically kind of what I would do to kind of make a connection with my professor. And then every time, like after the end of the semester, I would go ahead and just be like, oh, hi, like, thank you so much, send them an email.
for this semester. I learned so much. You're an amazing professor, blah, blah, blah. I'm actually planning on applying to medical school XYZ, so hopefully I'll be able to ask you for a letter of rec. And usually they're super nice because they already saw me in office hours. Like, of course, like, I loved you having you in your class. Like, you're amazing, blah, blah, blah. And then every 6 months, I would send them like an updated thing. Like, hey, how are you doing? I'm just checking in. What have you been up to? How are your classes? What classes are you teaching this semester? This semester, I'm taking these classes. This summer, I did XYZ, and I would always do that. I was able to like build these like connections with my professors. So that's kind of how I was able to build my connections with my professors in undergrad. For my letter writers, I have, I think, 8, maybe 7. When I went to that meeting yesterday for the panelists, they were kind of telling us about how, like, for letters of rec, don't submit 10 letters of rec. So that's my advice to you. They were telling us don't submit 10 letters of rec, so I'm gonna pass on that information to you. So don't submit 10 letters of rec, but they said 5 to 6 letters of rec is like a great sweet spot. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. For sure, like you have to upload, like some schools have requirements. So it's like 2 science professors and then 1 like non-science. So I have that. I have my 2 science professors and my 1 non-science professors. I have my mentor that is a doctor, and one of the doctors I shadowed as well. And then I also have my PI for my current job. My PI and my postdoc fellow, they both were like a joined letter, so I have them as one. And then I have my high school counselor / mentor. I love her so much. She's like so amazing. I have her writing my letter. I had her write me one, and then as well as I had my supervisor who was in charge of both of my summer internship program. When I was there in 2018, SHPEP, and then also when I came back and interned with ACC. So I have her writing me a letter rec. So I think altogether that was 7. So I have 7. So I feel like based on what the school number is, I'm going to like kind of alter which one's gonna go where, which one's gonna go there. But that's kind of how many people I have for my letters of rec. Definitely, like when you're applying and you're asking for your letters of rec, make sure you're asking for strong letters of rec. Like whenever you ask like a professor, always say like, hey, can you write me a strong letter rec? Because when you say like, oh, can you write me a letter rec? I mean, anybody can write you a letter rec, but it doesn't mean it's going to be strong. But when you say the word strong, like, oh, I don't think you can write you a strong one, then you kind of know. Also, I think I told you this yesterday, but just in case I didn't, when I was at the panel, they were saying that, once again, whenever you ask for a letter rec and you get hesitation, move on. Don't actually get that person for a letter rec, because you want to make sure someone wants to write you a letter rec and they're not having any hesitation when it comes to it. So that's kind of what they said. I don't know if I told you that yesterday, but just in case, that is my information to you. So right now I'm going to go to upload my letters of rec on Interfolio. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to AMCAS. Hopefully it's really fast, so then I can start like adding the letters of recs to the medical school. From there, I think I'm going to start studying for Casper. It's actually kind of like 8:00 p.m. So I'm like, I don't know if I should unwind and then start studying for Casper tomorrow, or then maybe just start on Monday. We will see. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I think my priority right now is just trying to get my letters of rec uploaded, and I think from there I'll see what's next. Coffee Bean. I think, Julia, this is your first time at Coffee Bean, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Julia's first time, and I haven't been to Coffee Bean since I was in college. So.
We got the peach tea.
Yeah, we got the peach tea cold brew. And yeah, I thought it was actually cold brew, but he said it's not. They just steep it for 5 hours. You guys know I don't drink coffee, but yeah, this is our first time. I'm like, oops. Oh wow.
And I thought, oh my god, what?
Oh, it's actually kind of good.
Oh, I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
Wait.
Put the thing all the way in. And
try it with the straw. It's like very watery on top.
No, yeah, but try it right now. Okay. It was so good. Try it right now. Oh yeah, it's really good. Try the cold brew peach tree.
It tastes just like the Starbucks one.
But better and cheaper. It was only $4.15. So that was
I didn't know Coffee Bean is cheap.
Yeah, Coffee Bean's cheap like that. That's what I'm saying. Like we should start. I'm gonna start going to Coffee Bean. Anyways, we're gonna head back home because I have work on this Sunday morning at work, and I can't even complain because I was the one who put the job. Sunday, I was the one who put the meeting for Sunday at 10 a.m. So I'm not gonna even complain, but I have work right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and head back home. But thank you for meeting with us. My name's Aaliyah and I am an assistant research coordinator at UCSF. So I just finished work. Guys, I love my job so much. Like, I get so happy like working at my job. I really got lucky with this job. I knew it was gonna be such a good fit like after I got hired like last summer, and I was so happy and I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited, and I just love it. And like my PI, she sent us this, my PI is literally everything like I want to be. Like, she sent us this article because my PI was on the reality TV show in 1994 called Real World, and basically they changed the way society viewed the topic of AIDS. At the time, AIDS was so stigmatized and there was not a lot of knowledge about it, and her castmates and her really changed the way that they, you know, saw AIDS. And honestly, like everyone, even asked like my older cousins, I'm like, did you watch Real World San Francisco? And they're like, oh, that one with so and so. I'm like, yes. And they're like, oh my god, yeah, I love that one. And it's like my PI was on it, and it's so crazy because I always tell people that I want to be like, I love creating videos and I love acting and I want to be like on a reality TV show. And everyone would always look at me crazy, like, how do you want to be a doctor on a reality TV show? And my PI was on my favorite reality TV show, and she literally changed like everything. Like, now she's the director of our like center. She's done research, she does stuff with press, she goes on like kind of news channels and talks about her research, and it all stemmed from her time on the reality TV show. And I don't know, I just like, she's iconic, and literally that's like the type of person I'm trying to be. But right now I'm going to start studying for my Casper exam because I take it next week. When do I take the Casper? I take it next week, Thursday. I honestly, the good time to start studying for it is a week before, but I just know myself that I'm gonna be like so busy that I won't have a time to do a week before. So I'm just gonna start now. I like starting early. It helps reduce my anxiety. And I'll kind of take you guys along my process of what I'm doing to study for it. There's not really, like, people are like, you can't really study for it, but my friend sent me this book that I've been using to study for it. And honestly, like, I think I already told you guys about this, about how like some of the questions are kind of a little bit difficult, and it's like, what is your favorite book and why? And I'm like, I can't answer that question because all my favorite books are romance books. And why I like it is because it's cute. I love romance. I love living vicariously through other people. But like, obviously I can't give that answer. I have to give a more logical answer. Like, my favorite book is X, Y, and Z because like something motivational, but I can't do that because all I read is romance books. So that one kind of, you know, I was like, ooh, that one's a little bit difficult. But I'm going to go ahead and start studying for Casper, and I'll go ahead and take you guys along my process of that, just in case, like, you know, any of you guys are planning on studying for that exam, as well as we don't get our score back, so I can't really let you know if it worked or not. I guess if I get us up to the medical school, it means I did well on the Casper exam. Who knows? We'll see. Okay, so the book that I'm using to study for Casper is called How to Casper. My friend sent me this book. I think it's free. I think you can literally type it on Google, and I think you can download it as an ebook for free, or you can go to like the Apple ebooks and search it up and it will come up. So I've been using that to study for the Casper. So I'm gonna go ahead and study right now, and I'm gonna make sure I'll go ahead and go through some of the stuff in the book with you guys and some of the questions I'm using to practice. Also, the Casper exam, the reason why like we have to take this exam, it's kind of like an ethics exam. After we take it, we don't get our score back. So it's like we take it, but we don't know how we do. And it's like an ethics exam to see like the way that you think, your morals, kind of these practice questions. Like, it's kind of weird because you answer them, but there's no answer, because like, for example, like one of the practice questions are like, describe your perfect day, and it's kind of like just what you say. I don't know how they grade it. Maybe they're trying to check to see if we're actually like a human and we have like fun things to do. I don't know, but all the questions that I find difficult to answer off the spot, I'm gonna go ahead and put them on my iPad and just write them down and go over it. But I'm gonna go ahead and start practicing. Just finished, and wow, that was actually high-key a little bit hard.
So I'm a slow typer, so it kind of sucks. I'm really slow at typing, but I was able to answer the prompt question within the allotted time. So like I said, the question said that I have 1 minute to read it, and then read the prompt within 30 seconds, and then answer the follow-up question in 5 minutes. And for long scenarios, read the prompt within 1 minute, answer the follow-up questions in 5 minutes. So this was a long scenario, so I gave myself 6 minutes to answer it. So basically the scenario says, you are a neighbor. Your neighbor, a young married couple who works long hours, have a pet dog that they have trouble monitoring. They often ask you to watch over their dog when they are at work. They asked you to watch the dog tonight. However, you promised your younger sister that you would help her study for her final biology exam, which is tomorrow. So these were my answers to the question. So it says, A, do you decide to watch over the dog? Why or why not? And I answered it saying, I would let my neighbors know that I already have prior commitments to helping my sister with her biology homework, so I would not be able to watch over their dog. I would offer the solution of being able to watch their dog once I'm finished helping my little sister first. I think it's important to honor your commitment and promises, because whenever you do that, people are more likely to trust you and you become more dependable. So that's kind of what I wrote. Mind you guys, it was on a time, you know, I was timed, and so I was thinking off this. I was thinking on the spot, and then it says, would your answer to A change if your neighbor rarely expresses gratitude for your help? My answer would not change, because the reason I'm unable to help my neighbor is because I already made a commitment prior to when they asked. I am a big believer in not doing things for the praises of others, but doing things because it's the kindness in my heart. Just because someone doesn't express gratitude doesn't mean that you shouldn't help. So that's what I wrote. Honestly, that one, I feel like I would have gotten that wrong. It's not, you should be doing things for the kindness of your heart, right? You should be doing things for the kindness of your heart. Is that the expression? What is your strategy for prioritizing different responsibilities? You guys already know I'm queen at time management, okay? So I just wrote this. Once again, I don't know if this is correct. There's no answer sheet, but I said, my strategy for prioritizing different responsibility is that I prioritize the responsibility that is most urgent. That means whatever responsibility is due soon or needs my attention the most at the moment, that's the one I will start to prioritize. So I feel like I answered their question, right? Because I prioritized the one that's most, which one's, more urgent. That's kind of the one I did. So that was it for my scenario. I don't know if it's correct, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to scenario 2. So yeah, we are at McDonald's. I'm taking a study break because I'm tired. I always forget that now that I'm not doing a lot of work anymore, I always get anxiety when I'm taking lots of break, and I have to remind myself that first of all, it's the weekend. Number 2, we are not in school anymore, so we don't need this fight or flight anxiety. But I have it so much. Yeah, and it's so weird. And it's right now I'm I was my heart's beating fast. We need to do something. I'm like, oh girl, relax, we're fine. We're at McDonald's. Honestly, guys, McDonald's is not that bad. Hold up, let me keep deleting this.
Should I say I work there?
Yeah, Julia, you worked at McDonald's.
Yeah,
but
I did.
I feel like McDonald's.
When I was younger.
Girl, that was 4 years ago.
But still, high school.
Yeah, high school, but still. But McDonald's the food isn't bad. Honestly, I feel like McDonald's, I know a lot of people you're going to McDonald's, but it's actually really good.
Yeah, and then I feel like I worked there, and the meat thing, I feel like those were rumors, back then.
Or maybe back in the day.
Or, but maybe back in the day it was actually like that, but nowadays they don't. The meat is the same meat they use.
Yeah, honestly, we're not chefs or anything, but we can tell you McDonald's is actually good when no one's in your ear telling you that it's bad. It's actually really good. And they have what's cool, yes, I have the rewards. Oh, yeah. That's how bad. That's how you know you're always at McDonald's. But they have these rewards that you can have, if you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but these rewards, and they have deals, and then you can also redeem your rewards for food. And so I'm gonna save my points because I already did it. I have 3,922 points, and you can get points so fast. The deal that I'm gonna use is they have buy a quarter pounder with cheese, and you get a medium fry and soft drink for free. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. And I don't like driving and eating. You should never drive or eat. Don't drive or text. Don't drive and do nothing. Just focus on the road, okay? Because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So we're just gonna sit down and eat our food, and then we're gonna drive to Burbank and go to Randy's Donut.
blessings there.
Aaliyah, if you see this, just know I love you and thank you for being the best sister ever. And yeah.
Jackie Koedele, Jackie Koedele, oh, mi ba mi she, eleda mi ba mi show, Jackie Koedele, Jackie Koedele, oh. I want that good life, I want that sweet life.
We're not happy right now.
I am so not.
We're so mad right now. They had nothing.
Nothing at all.
Like nothing at
Literally,
all.
I wanted to get the Oreos. No, first I was gonna get the red velvet like donut because these are like the aesthetically pleasing donuts that I feel like were like worth even driving out here for. And they did not have that at all. The Oreos, she didn't have that. I knew as soon as she said like she didn't have the Oreos, I was like, what else?
Not that like they open at 12. It's 1 o'clock p.m. Like, so it's not like we went at the end of the day. We literally, like, they open at 12. And then the place is in the middle of nowhere. Let's just stop going to places in the valley. I need to go to LA.
No,
I was going to LA.
LA food isn't good.
Really?
Yes.
Taste test.
Yeah.
Hand sanitizer, please. Oh my god. I know it's kind of like, honestly.
Even the glaze was looking kind of weird.
I know.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be a Karen, guys. I'm not usually like this, but.
No, I'm picky when it comes to food.
Like, bless the bottle.
How do you know that song? You're too young for that.
What? Bless the bottle?
Yeah.
I saw on TikTok.
Oh.
I did. A girl was DJing and she did like different songs.
Okay. I'm gonna try.
How do you know that
Let me
song?
try the glister. Yeah, I'm an adult. 1, 2, 3.
It's good.
It's good.
It is good.
It's juicy.
It is.
I've never tasted a juicy donut. I'm sorry, guys. We said go to Randy's Donut. We just decided don't go to the one in Burbank because it's not aesthetically pleasing. Like, might as well go to Randy's Donut in Inglewood. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the end of my vlog. So, thank you guys for watching. If you got to the end, I really enjoyed doing these post-grad diaries. I'm super excited to take you guys along more of my, you know, life, post-grad life. But of course, once again, I have my summer diaries, which is my videos of me just having fun, as well as my post-grad diaries is everything related to just me and post-grad life, applying all that stuff. So yeah, and thank you, Julia, for being in the vlog.
Thank you guys for having me. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Aaliyah's channel and get her to 2K because she's almost there.
I know, I'm almost at 2K.
Yes,
Okay.
and follow her on Instagram at Aaliyah Afolabi with 2 eyes.
Yes, period.
And then her TikTok, Hot Virgo Scholar.
Period.
And then her Snapchat. No, I don't know.
I got rid of
Her
that one.
Pinterest at Aaliyah Afolabi with 2 eyes.
No, just no. It's 1 eye.
With 1 eye.
Yeah,
sorry.
she's like, honestly, you're like my biggest supporter.
And
Anyways,
yeah.
bye.
Bye.